Biden is doing 100% fine after tripping while boarding Air Force One. Oh, same outlet, same reporter who wrote that President Trump is not fit for the job. Are you kidding me? You all see him almost every single day.
Can I say that I love her? I'm a happily married man. My wife loves her too. I think everybody loves Karoline Leavitt. She is so good at her job. She's so prepared, and she makes the press look how they're supposed to look, like absolute idiots. At least that's not how they're supposed to look, but that's how they make themselves look right now. And she does a phenomenal job of just highlighting it. And that's what we're going to be taking a look at in this video. Not to mention CNN having to admit the worst. CNN almost cries on a live broadcast because they have to admit that gas prices are coming down in America because of President Trump. I mean, if there's ever a video for you guys to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel on, I would probably say it's this one, because this is going to be an absolute banger. Let's get right into it.
This morning, some states seeing gas prices below $3 for the first time in years. Let's get to CNN's Matt Egan for the good news on this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to finally be here with some good news on the cost of living front. So for the first time in 4.5 years, gas prices are averaging $3 a gallon nationally, according to AAA, down by 7 cents in just the past week. Gas prices were low a year ago as well, but they're even cheaper now. This is encouraging to see because late last month there was a period where gas prices were actually higher this year than last year, but that has reversed again, and now we've just fractions of a penny away from breaking below $3 a gallon. Now, as you mentioned, we've got 20 states across the country where the average is actually less than $2.75 a gallon, including North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Colorado as well. Certainly nice to see this. Why is this happening? Well, it all comes down, of course, to oil prices, right? Oil prices are about $59 a barrel this morning. If you look back in history, on December 1, 3 years ago, we're looking at $81 a barrel for oil, $67 even last year. So significantly cheaper, and that's because right now, supply of oil continues to outpace demand. It's U.S. supply. Production in the U.S. is at all-time highs. It's higher than last year, but only a little bit higher. OPEC is the big story, though, right? Saudi-led OPEC, they are ramping up production substantially this year. They've signaled that they plan to pause those output hikes next year. But for now, look, this is a good story when it comes to the affordability crisis. Gasoline, It's relatively cheap.
All right, well, good news for now, Maddie.
That they must have ran to the bathroom like little sissies and washed out their mouth after such atrocious things that the left-wing media would be pushing out to its brain dead consumers, right? President Trump is actually doing a phenomenal job of lowering the cost of living and bringing down gas prices. Who would have thought? Just more than half the country. Yeah. Anyways, now let's get into what's going on with the White House press secretary, because she's not putting up with anything, especially when it comes to Donald Trump's health. President Trump recently had an MRI and the media is just flocking to it. What are the results? Tell us the results. They never did this with Joe Biden or any other president, but with Trump, yeah, no, we got to know. Is he dying? Is he brain dead? Is he stupid? What's going on? Please give us anything.
Danny.
Follow up on the MRI, because President Trump yesterday said that he would release the results of his MRI. Is that happening right now?
It is happening right now. As part of, and this is a summary from the president's physician, and we will release it right now. I think my team has it teed up for all of you. I'll read it for you, and then you'll get it physically as well. As part of President Trump's comprehensive executive physical, advanced imaging was performed because men in his age group benefit from a thorough evaluation of cardiovascular and abdominal health. The purpose of this imaging is preventative, to identify any issues early, confirm overall health, and ensure the president maintains long-term vitality and function. President Trump's cardiovascular imaging was perfectly normal. No evidence of arterial narrowing impairing blood flow or abnormalities in the heart or major vessels. The heart chambers are normal in size, the vessel walls appear smooth and healthy, and there are no signs of inflammation or clotting. Overall, his cardiovascular system shows excellent health. His abdominal imaging is also perfectly normal. All major organs appear very healthy and well perfused. Everything evaluated is functioning within normal limits with no acute or chronic concerns. In summary, this level of detailed assessment is standard for an executive physical at President Trump's age and confirms that he remains in excellent overall health. Again, we will provide that to you. I think that's quite a bit of detail, and in the effort of transparency, the president promised it last night, and we have delivered today. So there you go.
I want to let you know it's an honor for me to be your president. The people in this room, you took the place of a lot of people that wanted to be here, so I congratulate you. You either had friends or relatives or somebody that got you in here. How are you, my friend? Look at him. But it's an honor to be your president. We're going to do a great job. And, you know, we have a little more than 3 years left, and 3 years for Trump is an eternity. That's a long period of time. But,
Who knows? Maybe it's more.
you're very special, and this is a very, very special place.
Trump 2028. I mean, he's the one that said it, not me. But Trump's health is phenomenal. Trump's spirits are phenomenal. And he's surrounding himself with the right people this time. I mean, now we're going to take a look at White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt absolutely destroy fake news reporters. This is my favorite clip of all time, I think, when it comes to Karoline Leavitt. Here we go.
The White House today launched a new fake news portal, which I found interesting. What is your objective with that, ultimately? And are you going to name the news networks? And are you also going to name some of the correspondents, some which may be here today?
Yes, we are. I'm glad you noticed. Much to the dismay of some of your colleagues in the room, John. And I think it goes to our original promise on day one to hold the media accountable, because unfortunately, and we deal with this all day, every day around here, there are so many fake stories that are unfortunately written that have inaccurate characterizations of meetings that took place, and it's all based on anonymous sourcing. And, you know, the standard for journalism, unfortunately, has dropped to such a historic low in this country. And again, we deal with it every day, where you can have an anonymous source who has no idea what they're talking about, zero credibility, call up a reporter in Washington and say, hey, I heard this, and then the next thing you know, it's on the front page of the New York Times. It's really incomprehensible. We appreciate the journalists, some of those who are in this room who do reach out for comment, who try to get things right, and there are some that remain. But overwhelmingly, the fake news that we see pumped out of this building on a day-to-day basis, it's honestly overwhelming to keep up with it all, and to constantly have to defend against these fake news and these attacks. And I will point out one fake news story over the weekend before I let you all go, from the New York Times that took about 1/3 of the president's daily calendar and his daily schedule and said that he's doing less than he did in his first term, or he might not be fit for the job. That is unequivocally false, and it's deeply unfortunate that this story was written by the same outlet and the same reporter who wrote this: Biden is doing 100% fine after tripping while boarding Air Force One. Oh, same outlet, same reporter who wrote that President Trump is not fit for the job. Are you kidding me? You all see him almost every single day. He is the most accessible president in history. He is taking meetings around the clock. Another one, Biden declared, quote, healthy and vigorous after his first presidential physical. I don't see headlines like that too often about this president. Again, same reporter, same outlet who wrote falsely over the weekend that President Trump is not fit for the job. I can assure you he absolutely is. You all see that with your own eyes on a daily basis, and the president's physician has now given you all 3 detailed reports on the state of the president's health. So with that, I will leave you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Honestly, the media is absolutely disgusting, right? Joe Biden, after he basically stepped down, they removed him because he was so incompetent, didn't know where the hell he was. Then came out that he's got like mental cognitive decline. He's got like a form of cancer or something. Like, the dude is basically a ticking time bomb. He's literally, the doctors confirm that he's unwell. But the media propped it up and lied and lied and lied and lied to cover his ass. Then with Trump, on the other hand, the dude's golfing every week. He's out doing all these massive $trillion business deals, solving all of these wars and this conflict with tariffs. And he's doing the actual job of a president at a level that, frankly, we haven't really ever seen be done before. And the media is constantly attacking him. It's sickening. It's disgusting. So kudos for, the White House, for Karoline Leavitt, for the team, for actually standing up to the fake news, disgusting scum, the scum reporters that they really are, and putting an end to it. The fake news, misinformation portal, whatever the hell they're called, that's freaking great, man. It pisses me off to see Trump consistently get abused by the system. They want him to fail. They want him dead. They want to see some form of an insurrection. Like, it's just gross. It's gross what's going on.
I have a statement to read for you here. President Trump and Secretary Hegseth have made it clear that presidentially designated narco-terrorist groups are subject to lethal targeting in accordance with the laws of war. With respect to the strikes in question on September 2nd, Secretary Hegseth authorized Admiral Bradley to conduct these kinetic strikes. Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law, directing the engagement to ensure the boat was destroyed and the threat to the United States of America was eliminated. And I would just add one more point to remind the American public why these lethal strikes are taking place. Because this administration has designated these narco-terrorists as foreign terrorist organizations. The president has a right to take them out if they are threatening the United States of America and if they are bringing illegal narcotics that are killing our citizens at a record rate, which is what they are doing. And under the previous administration, there was enough fentanyl trafficked into our country to kill every American man, woman, and child many times over. And so that's why you've seen a drastic difference in this administration's policy with respect to the last, and it's one of the many reasons the American public reelected this president and support this Secretary of War in conducting these strikes.
Yeah, no, fentanyl is no joke, man. There's enough materials in some of these fentanyl labs that can wipe out hundreds of millions of people. I mean, that's terrorism. You're trying to basically eliminate an entire population of a country with these chemicals, these drugs. It's disgusting what's going on, and cracking down on it now is so important, or else look at what happens when you don't. A country turns into Canada. It's gross what's going on in Canada. It's the drug capital of North America, for crying out loud. Little old Canada, the northern freaking country. The people that say a boot in sorry all the time now harbor more terrorists than anybody else, more drugs than anybody else, probably. It's disgusting. So yeah, having strong leaders crack down on this shit right now before it spirals out of control, there's reasons to believe that already has spiraled out of control, is absolutely necessary to put an end to it. That's the video before we get too heated. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you back for another one. Bye for now.